You tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need. We give you outspoken thoughts about all the headlines. We talk baseball, football, hockey, and more. No matter the topic, we cover it. Get ready for the show and keep it outspoken. Keep it outspoken. We keep it outspoken only on the Sportscast. Tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need.
Hey guys, welcome in to the Outspoken Network here. We got the Sportscast episode for you. Episode 191 Tag Edition. My name's Brian, your host, and Craig. How's it going, buddy?
Howdy, sir.
We got the NFL tags that we're going to talk about here, go over them, and then we got your headlines. We had the big draft mix-up. Daniel Jones gets paid, and much, much more. Right on the other side of this, guys. All right, guys, welcome in here. Welcome in Outspoken Network. We're going to discuss the tags here, and there wasn't a whole lot of tags given, but there was some for some key players. Now I'm going to go over what these tags mean because there's 3 different tags you can use in the NFL. I'm going to give you the quick little definition here for the users that may not know. Now, the non-exclusive tag is the most commonly used tag when most refer to the franchise tag. They generally talk about a non-exclusive. This is a 1-year tender of the average of the top 5 salaries at a player's position over the last 5 seasons. The tag player can negotiate with other teams, but his current team has the right to match any offer. That is a non-exclusive. That's what a lot of teams use. Now, there's an exclusive tag that basically is the same thing, but the player cannot negotiate. He has to play on this tag, and this is a 1-year tender offer that averages his top 5 salaries that he's going to play. And then there's a transition tag. Now, I'm not sure about transition tag. Transition tag is 1-year tender offer of the average of the top 10 salaries of the position, and as opposed to top 5. It guarantees the original club the right of his first refusal to match any offer the player might receive from another club. The tagging team is awarded no compensation if it chooses not to match the deal. I've never heard of anybody using a transition tag, but those are what the tags are. So the biggest name, Craig, that we all know has been tagged is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has been given the non-exclusive tag where he can we already got a comment. That's why I'm laughing. Where he can negotiate with other teams, and the Ravens can match. No one's offering. The weirdest thing to me is no one's offering Lamar Jackson a deal, right? No one's offering him a deal. I heard teams are going, why would we offer a deal when the Ravens are just going to match it anyways? And right now, if he plays on this tag, he will get paid $32.4 million if he plays on non-exclusive, but he's able to go negotiate it. This is a weird situation. People feel like Lamar Jackson is a a great quarterback. I do not. Craig, I don't think you do either. But I don't think he's worth the money. And the Ravens are trying to. I think the Ravens want him, but I think they're trying to get him as cheap as possible, without having to give him a bunch of guaranteed money for a guy that's always hurt.
Yeah, and the thing of it is he wants the deal that just got done. He wants fully guaranteed. He wants the whole thing fully guaranteed. So if he goes out tomorrow and gets blown up because he's a running back, he gets all his money, no problem. The problem is nobody's going to offer him a contract when it comes with, I have to pay him, I have to trade 2 number 1 picks, I have to, give everything. I have to give up the farm and I have to pay the guy. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm going to just wait until either you trade him to me. I guess it's the same thing as trading. If he was trading that they're going to give that up to trade for him. I just don't see anybody doing it unless they really, really get desperate and need somebody. But Lamar doesn't want to play. He's also said he doesn't want to play on the tag.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun.
It'll be a lot of drama.
It will be.
It's been a lot of drama with his injury. It's been a lot of drama with him not playing, a lot of drama with the offseason, and we're looking to head back into the season.
Yeah, the organization doesn't seem to know, like the head coach doesn't have any clue what's going on. He's answering questions in a post conference and has no idea what's going on.
Well, the other day he publicly came out and praised the quarterback Huntley. They really like him. Now, Ryan Sims says they can't offer a deal till Monday, and that's it's tampering if done before, and I did not know that, so that's good. There's been, though, 7 teams, I believe, that have come out and said we're not touching Lamar Jackson. So there's this BS about the league's boycotting Lamar. Don't even start that stupid crap, but I just don't think teams want to pay a guy that doesn't throw the ball very well, that's hurt a lot, and he wants a full guaranteed thing. I just don't see a team signing up for that. But
maybe after the draft, if you don't get your guy in the draft, if you don't fill that spot and you really need a quarterback, say the Raiders don't get a guy, say somebody doesn't get a guy, say the Texans don't get Garoppolo like they're going after from rumors. If one of these teams gets down to past the draft and get headed into training camp and doesn't have the guy behind center that they think can win football games, then I think maybe at that point in time somebody makes an emergency deal and pays the ransom note. But right now I just don't think – I think the league is content with letting Baltimore pay him $32 million and have an unhealthy relationship at the quarterback position. I think the NFL teams or the other 31 teams are content with allowing that to happen.
I definitely agree. So this Lamar Jackson situation is definitely the biggest offseason storyline in the NFL. The other guys that got tagged, I only put 3 other guys on here, and they're all running backs. Tony Pollard, Saquon Barkley, and Josh Jacobs are all tagged. They're all going to get paid $10 million this year. Yes, Ryan, your Tony Pollard you put earlier is right. Now,
I think $10 million for Saquon's a deal.
If he's healthy, it's definitely a deal.
I mean, he played 16 this year.
That's my only argument with him. Is I'm not big on him because he's
100%.
Hurt. And I think Tony Pollard's great. He's your best running back in Dallas. Using the tag on him, I thought was a good thing.
Maybe.
Right now he's the best court running back you can.
Correct.
Unless you'll go out and get waste the first round pick on the running back. Dijon Mustard, whatever his name is. But Josh Jacobs is also good out there in Vegas. But
he got tagged, so there was rumors of him going to Detroit or somewhere like that. Now he's tagged, so and that's that's not the non-exclusive deal. Like he can't go shop, so they would have to remove. I believe they would have to remove the tag to trade him, or if they traded him, I guess maybe Detroit would have to pay that $10 million. I don't know how that works.
I don't think he's traded. I think he stays there.
Yeah, I think that was I think the rumor of him going somewhere was if they didn't tag him.
Yeah. There's some other guys. The tight end Ingram for the Jaguars was tagged as well.
Yeah,
He's really going from New York, the Giants, and he's played pretty good this season. So
yeah.
for the Jaguars, so they want to keep him around. But those are your major tags. There wasn't a whole lot this season. I don't know. I don't like the tags for the players aspect of it. I just don't like
it's
it.
totally. And I thought the running back tag was a lot higher than $10 million. I thought you were with what Zeke had gotten paid and what some of these other guys had gotten paid. I thought the tag for the running back was going to be up in the area of 15 or 16. So that's why I didn't want to tag Pollard for 10. I can take that.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
Dallas cleared 30 million the other day, making two moves in Prescott and Zach Martin. So they're 30 under right now, plus a little bit. So
teams start manipulating that
cap. Because the league year, I believe, like Ryan was saying, I think the league year starts Monday, so that's why you can't.
Yeah.
Deal. Also, Tampa offered Winston. They said you're going to take a huge pay cut, but he has till Wednesday, and if he doesn't take the pay cut, then he'll be released.
Yeah.
So he has to make a choice to be a backup.
The Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said Tampa. I was like, wait, they offered him a contract. What are they trading for?
Yeah.
He's going to be a backup or basically join free agency. He'll probably join free agency. I don't think he wants to be backup, but so we'll keep track of all those moves. And Packers have made some moves with David Bakhtiari and some other players to get some more cap space there for us. So that's good. We're
in Vegas,
bad cap space.
They're the leader to get Hopkins.
Yeah, I hear that too, and I'm one of those that I don't get excited until I see it happen.
Yeah, I don't know what you'll have to give up for him, but
yeah.
All year you had heard Cowboys, and the top 6 names on the Vegas list, Dallas wasn't on there. So,
well, I find it interesting. Odell had his workout, and Dallas didn't even go to it.
I agree. Yeah.
I thought that
unless
was
unless they have a under the table handshake agreement, that was very surprising for 10 or 12 teams to show up to it, and Dallas not be one of them with all the hype there was around those two in all season.
Different, right? All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and head over to the headlines of the week. All right, well, I made the cheat sheet here or the rundown sheet, and I had to bump it down here on the headlines. We had a big, huge NFL draft shakeup that happened. The Bears trade the number 1 pick to the Panthers. The Bears robbed the Panthers blind. They got
at gunpoint.
They got number 9 pick in the draft, the number 61st pick in the draft. They get a first-round pick in 2024, a second-round pick in 2025, and then
not to mention
the Panthers just gave up their best wide receiver in DJ Moore, and the Panthers just get the first round pick, and they robbed them blind. I'm like, what a
back up the Brinks truck, loading it up.
Now the Panthers, it's kind of weird to me that the Panthers would give up their best wide receiver. They let go of Robbie Anderson.
I was going to say the best. They only had one left. They gave away the other one last year.
And then if they go draft a quarterback, who is he throwing the ball to? What do we? Nobody.
Yeah.
There's rumors that they're trying to trade that pick now and get a couple more picks back and still get the guy that they want. They've got to go to quarterback here. And look, if you're not picking, if you're in the first pick and you are not drafting a quarterback, you trade out. It's not smart to not do so. You trade out, and that's exactly what they did here. They got a ransom. They got a king's ransom. They stay in the top 10 in picking. Plus, they have $90 million, the Bears, to spend in cap space. they're set up well for the future here. Unfortunately for my division, unfortunately for the Packers, but what was interesting to me is they gave up so much to move up 9 spots, and there's not that this guy, there's not that quarterback that you go, oh, this guy's going to be the next Peyton Manning, or this guy's going to be the next Tom Brady. You got some decent quarterbacks, but none of these quarterbacks coming out as a for sure, okay, this guy's going to be awesome coming in here to give up all this to go. But they shot their shot and the aggressiveness, but that's a lot if you're a Carolina Panthers fan to be giving up to move up.
And the guy they want is C.J. Stroud from what I'm reading. And if you play the history card, the quarterbacks from Ohio State.
I'm not touching Ohio State quarterback.
Do not ever pan out. Show me one. There's been none chance that pans out. So, I
like Bryce Young, but
Young. But... And then if you go off just if you want to play the combine, Anthony Richardson jumped 900%. He went from a 6th round to being maybe the number 1 pick in the draft overnight.
And they drafted Cam Newton, and that's the kind of guy this guy is.
He ran in a straight line very fast. Woo.
Yeah. Combines to me is way overrated in most of those
threw the ball against air really good.
Yeah.
To guys that he knows how to run routes and everything like that. I mean, if they pick any of those guys other than Bryce Young, and even Bryce Young, it's not. We're not talking about, Peyton Manning or any. I mean, we're just not talking about the guy that wins you a Super Bowl in the first 5 years. We're just not any of those guys, especially when you just gave up the rest of your offense. You don't have the running back anymore. You don't have any wide receivers. What do you have offensively? You don't have anything.
And you got a head coach that's not really proven himself. I mean, Frank Wright.
He was supposed to be the QB whisperer, and that didn't work in Indianapolis. I just don't understand what we're doing. I mean, Indy wants supposedly Bryce Young or Richardson. I have no idea. It's all confusing to me. I'm watching film on all these guys, and like I said, I didn't see anything that's just jumped off the map. In the quarterback videos, Ryan might disagree. I know he does a lot of that stuff and watches a lot of that stuff, but I just don't see anything that's game changing.
Ryan, are you still there? Hopefully you are. He might have bounced. We dropped one in the listening, but the next headline we got, Daniel Jones gets paid $40 million a year. So the Giants agree to a 4-year, $160 million contract. And this is one word to describe this is laughable.
Yeah.
Cowboy fans, Eagle fans, Redskin fans are partying it up. This guy, and I just did a TikTok on this, okay, because I had to get this out there. This guy is absolute trash. Okay, let me show you. Okay, let me show you his stat lines. 2019, when he entered the NFL, 3,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Oh, first year, okay, not terrible, right? 2020, 2,900 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. Terrible. 21, 2,400 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Terrible. And last year, the year that Brian Daboll comes and takes the Giants, the team who we thought was going to be one of the worst in the league, to the playoffs with a playoff win, he throws for 3,200 yards, 15 touchdowns only, but that number should be higher, and 5 interceptions. What you did here, you took a quarterback that his best season he's ever had was last year, and it was average. And you just paid him elite money is absolutely laughable. And everyone's laughing at you. And next year, when he digresses and this team misses out on the playoffs, I'm gonna be laughing. It's an absolute joke.
You beat a fraudulent Minnesota team. That's your playoff win. And okay, for everyone who has text me, Facebook me, came on here and came in the comments and blasted me about my Dak Prescott take, all of you people can take a walk because that, sir, is exactly what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with the talent. Here's a guy who you declined the 5th-year option on. We said, we don't want that. We're not going to pay you $20 million. We're not going to take that option. We don't think you're good enough to pick up your 5th-year option. Neither are you, Saquon. We're not picking up that option. Now we're paying you 50-something the first year, I believe. It's ungodly. And
This
that
cap hit next year is more than Patrick Mahomes.
100%. He's more than the 32 and a half that they're going to tag Lamar with. Like you just crippled your franchise. Your franchise has no room to get you any weapons. You let go of the guy they got from Detroit and a wide receiver. The only thing you're getting to help your team now is whatever we draft. That's it. We're not getting any free agency is done in New York. Thank you for coming. It's open and closed the same day because we're not spending any money. It's insane what he just did to that franchise. And that was his negotiation. He was like, I want this. And they were like, that's why it took to the last day. Mm-hmm. And they had a choice. They had to either pay him that. He had them in a corner because they had two guys and they wanted them both. And they could use the tag on one and they could pay one. Well, we all know how running backs in the NFL, how Zeke Elliott has ruined that for all running backs.
Mm-hmm.
We're not paying that guy a second contract, so we're going to franchise tag him. So they had one deal, and we had to go to the ransom of Daniel Jones, and we had to pay whatever he asked, and they did. And I love it because he just crippled the franchise for years to come, and he's terrible.
And I just don't see how Brian Daboll signs up for a tenure with Daniel Jones as the quarterback.
No, yeah. And maybe he didn't get a vote.
Yeah, maybe this was over his head.
Maybe ownership just said this is what we're doing. I don't know.
It's laughable.
It is. It's funny.
Miami Dolphins pick up the 5th-year option for Tua. It's great news for Tua. Look, people are ready to toss in the towel, the white flag on Tua, but hopefully he comes up this year with no concussions. And at one point last year, he was fighting the Bills for that division. I think you got to give him the one more year under Daniels, Mike Daniels there in Miami. What's his name? Is it Mike Daniels? Am I getting that wrong?
McDaniel.
McDaniel. Okay. I was like, wait, there's a Josh Daniels, and
yeah,
I like Miami's coach, but they have to figure out what a concussion looks like first.
Yeah,
and
when you got guys watching film 2 days later and go, I don't remember making any of those throws. Did we even play in that stadium? I don't even remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then take I don't know, 8 weeks. I mean, almost the entire playoffs to clear protocol. It's just, I don't know.
It was like 3 months after.
That's what I'm saying. It was. I mean, the Super Bowl was almost over. On? It was right before the Super Bowl that he cleared protocol.
So, but I would like to see Tua come out and play, have a good season with no concussions, and see what they can do. But I think Miami's future is pretty bright. Aaron Rodgers. This is where Ryan's little comment here said Aaron Rodgers is going to retire, deal with it. And that would be an Aaron Rodgers type thing to kind of retire and give the middle finger to the Packers before he walks out the door. But Aaron Rodgers has been giving permission to talk to the Jets this week, and the Jets flew out. They flew out the owner, the coach. They flew out everybody to go see him. and rumors are that the compensation has been worked out. The deal's already done, as long as Aaron Rodgers says, I want to play. And the rumor is that there's two decisions for Aaron Rodgers to make here: retire or play for the Jets. They say he's open to play for the Jets. He doesn't know if he wants to play football next year. We're just waiting on Rodgers. Again, he continues to hold people hostage. He holds the Packers hostage like he does every year. Again, we're waiting on him again, and this guy's super annoying, Craig. I'm just
I guess the dark cabin didn't clarify things.
Yeah, did he not did the dark cabin
he didn't see his future in the dark cabin of death over there.
Yeah, and his meditation mat and urinating in the bucket by the bed, whatever. This is just laughable at this point, Craig.
On his legal hallucinogen drugs.
Yeah. And he comes out and says that's at the end of the season. Yeah, the Packers, I know they need a fast decision here and and I'm not gonna.
So I'm gonna do opposite of that.
I'm not gonna hold him hostage. And then what does he do? He holds us hostage.
Yeah.
I believe we have to have. I believe he.
Good job, Aaron.
He has to have an answer by Wednesday. So hopefully this week we'll find out.
Or what? Are you gonna cut him?
Look, I don't care what you do at this point. I just don't want him to play for the Packers.
But if you cut him, all that money, all that $5 gajillion
we're screwed.
Accelerates to the top of the cap. You'll be over the cap like the Texans were. You'll be like, I'll be all right.
If he retires, we're negative 40. If we trade him with some money compensation back, that's the only way to get out of his horrible contract that we decided to give him.
Because he held you hostage last year.
And people go, but Jordan Love's not going to be good. I don't care if he's good or not. I'm just tired of Aaron Rodgers. I want him gone. It's time to move on. This is the Brett Favre 2.0 here.
If you stopped winning a couple football games last year and tried to make the playoffs, maybe you'd have a draft pick and could fix that. But
yeah.
You had to be a hero and win a couple football games and try to make the playoffs.
Yeah, good job there, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron screws him again by winning some football games.
Yeah, Aaron screws us again. Just terrible. I'm so done with this guy. And at the end of it, when he retires, moves on, whatever he does, I'll look back and go, I'm grateful for what you did for us. You won the Super Bowl. You're one of the best to ever play the game. But your ending was terrible. Terrible.
Oh.
And the bad thing is we got 1 year for Jordan Love to figure out if we're going to pay him or move on.
That's
fantastic.
We've kicked that tail down the road.
Good job.
I love it.
All right. The Minnesota Vikings have cut their long-time wide receiver in Adam Thielen today. I'll take you over in Green Bay. Sign me up. This guy is just a stud. I mean, this guy goes out there. He kind of reminds me of a Jordy Nelson type. He goes out there. He's going to throw the ball when you catch to him. He makes some pretty dang good plays. He's consistent. I like him. He's a little older, but I'll take him in Green Bay any day of the week. So I'm surprised they cut him.
All this he's built. He was a walk-on.
Yeah.
He walked on Minnesota and was like, just give me a chance. And they were like, hey, okay, pal, whatever. We don't care. And he makes the team and has a 9-year career and has all kinds of money. He could retire tomorrow and be one of the ultimate success stories in NFL history, right up with Kurt Warner, who was working at the Home Depot, slinging boxes and wins the Super Bowl. Adam Thielen has nothing to hang his head about if he moves on from Minnesota. That was a dream story, and I wish him the best, and I but the fact that he's not number one anymore is only because Justin Jefferson is there and has taken over the spotlight in Minnesota. But I mean, I would stay as a number 2 in Minnesota because he's really not a 1. He's not. He's a very solid receiver, but he's not a 1. So I mean, I don't know what he wants to get paid, but I mean, yeah, I would absolutely take him as a backup to Lamb or as a 2 or 3 in Dallas. I would, all day. I mean, he's very, very consistent. He's had some injuries, but yeah, I would 100% take him.
Yeah, he still got some left there, and
100%.
they did it because to save cap, and I understand that.
Oh yeah.
And Justin Jefferson on their side, absolute beast. So
Yep.
Cowboys make cap room space as they restructure Dak and Martin's contract, adding $30 million. Now, my question to you, Craig, is what are they planning to spend that on? Where do you think they go with it in free agency?
Well, I think you need a wide receiver. Whether it's of course you heard the Stephon Diggs unfollowed the Bills on Instagram and he followed the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, whatever.
That means nothing.
No.
Just like when they say a player bought property, I'm like,
yeah,
that means nothing.
I don't know. I think you need a wide receiver. I think you need. There has been rumors that, according to Bobby Belt on the Fan, that the Cowboys want a tight end like Travis Kelce or Dallas Goedert or Hunter Henry, from the Titans. So they want that as to give Dak another option, and they don't think that any of the guys that they have do that. They're good, but they don't have that Gronk capability. So they want that kind of threat to help Lamb, to help Gallup, and to help whoever they bring in. So I don't know if they find that in the draft or if they use the number one, if the first round pick on that's the rumor, is the first round instead of being a running back would be a tight end, one of a game changing tight end. But if you can find one, there's a couple that were set free in free agency. Maybe you pay that, and I don't know. You need a tight end, you need a running, maybe a running back, and you need a wide receiver. So, and then you need a cornerback. There's been rumors of Jalen Ramsey, and Bobby Wagner has also been contacted by the defensive coordinator, and I hope that was just to say, I wish you the best, not come play for the Dallas Cowboys. But that's just me. Bobby Wagner's over the hill. But yeah, I think your main to spend that kind of money would be an Odell Beckham or a Adam Thielen or a Stephon Diggs, a big name wide receiver would be my guess.
I think you do need somebody. I think
Lamb did a great job.
I think Gallup has not answered the bell there. I don't think he's, whether it be comfortable coming off that injury, I'm not sure. But
yeah, I don't know if it was mental. I don't know if it was, you need a year to come, you need an off season to come back from that and or a full season to come back from that. And next year he comes back and he's the guy that you hoped he would be. But I wouldn't be shocked if you saw Gallup moved in the off season, if to try to get off that contract. I don't really know though. So yeah, they need something. They need something in a wide receiver department. Yeah. So yeah, I get it.
I've wanted to ask you this question here. We're going to switch it over to a little bit of baseball here because I did an episode I think 2 weeks ago, solo. I did it with Jeff last week because you weren't on the show. What are your takes? What are your takes on the new MLB rule changes? Me and Jeff talked about it. We went over them. I think they're great. I think what they've done for what they're going to do for baseball, and making it a better sport, more entertaining. I like the rule changes that they've made. I think they're the rules that they've made has put into faster games, more base runners, more stealing the base and things like that. What are your thoughts on those? And is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing?
I think it's going to do. I think it's going to do a majority. I think it's shortened the game down to 2.5 hours already. We're talking these spring training games are 2 hours and 37 minutes. You're talking 45 minutes cut off the game. There's manipulations. I like the no shift deal. Play the game, how it was meant to be played type deal. Line guys up that are supposed to be, but there's teams that are already loopholing that, taking the left fielder and moving him over to play the deal. And I hope those teams that do that get burned dramatically, because it's just stop it. Just stop it. Let the guys hit, to take the bat out of Gallo's hand. And I don't know what everybody has against Joey Gallo, because that seems to be the only guy they're doing it against. And I blame Gallo for not getting in a damn batter's box and learning how to hit a ball in the other direction. You're a professional baseball player. Learn how to hit the ball the other side of the field once, and that's all it'll take. You do it one time, and they'll stop doing it. Right, I don't care if you got to stand 40 inches away from the plate to be able to slap it the other way. Just do it one time, and it would stop them from doing that. And the bigger bags, I don't really know. I think that's going to bring back the stolen bases between the bigger bags and the you can't pick off more than twice in one at bat. I think that's going to bring back stolen bases. That's a part of the game that, since Ricky Henderson and guys like that have retired and moved on, that has been 30 and 35 stolen bases a year lead the league. That's just a thing that doesn't exist anymore. So that will be interesting. The pitch clock, I think guys will get used to it. And I do like the fact that right now in spring training, it's a glaring view in the backstop of your deal. But I read in that was just a spring training deal. In the major league stadiums, they are not visible from the home plate camera, so fans are not going to see that in the background. You're not going to see that. Now, whether or not your broadcast, I would assume somewhere in the broadcast, there's going to be a icon that shows you, kind of like the shot clock in the NBA, when it gets down to single digits or something, it's going to come up on the thing. I don't know. In spring training, you haven't had anybody complain about it. Nobody's really said, this is terrible for the game. It's definitely sped the game up. It's definitely, if you look at the scores, it is increased the productivity and increased the runs. I'll be interested to see how they work in the World Baseball Classic, if they take any of these and use them to try to see in a real game scenario how it affects competitive gameplay. And I'll be interested to see the first couple weeks of the season, how teams adjust, and it's not going to ruin anybody's career. It's not going to, it's just not. It's to help. And I think baseball's trying to do anything they can to stay relevant. Is all it is.
Yeah, and I like these kind of rule changes. The other, there's some other things that's like, I don't really like it, but these ones to me are kind of pinpointed what we're trying to do here to make it more entertaining, faster ball games are not 3 hours, more runners on base, not putting the shift on where batters are basically lining out every hit. So I really like the moves there. Well, this is kind of a quick show. This is all we've got for sports-wise. Craig, I'm going to ask you that famous question. What's in your locker this week?
Not a lot. I'm going to watch some hockey, and it's a weekend off, and to sit here and do nothing. Might do some yard work tomorrow, and that's really about it. Just try to recuperate from a extremely long week. And get prepared mentally for another one. You move on from training one guy to training another guy. So yeah, it's just gonna not do much. I'm gonna sit around the house and kind of just recuperate. And we lose an hour of sleep tonight, so that's fun. My one day to sleep in, and the time jumps forward, and I get less sleep than I already get. So that's about it. So what about you? What's in your locker?
Well, I'm on the other side because I'm on vacation this week. So it's the joy and happiness over here on my side. We got some plans. So today we went to a birthday party for one of our neighbors down the street, real cool guy and his son, and had a good time there. We got to pack up because tomorrow we are headed out to Mineola, Texas, to visit my brother-in-law and visit my wife's family. And we're going to come back on Tuesday, which Mineola is about an hour and 45 minutes east Texas from where we are. And then we got to get packed up and ready to go because Thursday, me and the wife are going with no kids. Thank the Lord. First trip ever with no kids. We are going to Hot Springs, Arkansas. So we'll be gone Thursday to Sunday, and we're looking to have a good time. We are going with our good friend Amber and her boyfriend, and we're just going to go out, and we rented an Airbnb, and we're going to just enjoy it. Go up there in nature in the woods, and found some things we can do up there. And so I will not be here on the show Friday, so I will let you and Jeff figure out how that's going to work out. But I will not be here Friday, and the Friday after, you'll get to hear all about it. Let's see. Anything else? I think that's about it. I think it's about it for me, but we're super excited about vacation, as most people usually are.
Yeah,
It'll go by too quickly, and I'll blink and be right back at work before you know it.
It will be, but yeah, enjoy that. Hot Springs, I've been through it. I mean, we stopped when we were kids. We used to drive from here to Michigan, and that would be a stopping point. We would normally stop and hit a restaurant. There is a real there. Well, I'd say there was 30 years ago.
Yeah, there was
a nice restaurant to have breakfast in, and we would stop there. That would be one of our stopping points. So. Yeah,
everyone's told me that's talked about said it's a really nice place.
It seemed that way, but like I said, I was
that
was 35 years ago when I went through there. So
and the weather is supposed to be nice. It's supposed to rain one day, but it's supposed to be really
always
nice.
Helpful when you're trying to plan a vacation is what's the weather going to be? Do you get stuck inside somewhere and everything to that effect? So yeah. Well, good. I hope you enjoy, and we will hold it down till you get back, both at work and the podcast. So yeah, sounds good.
Well, good. Well, hopefully coming back to an offer letter. We're still waiting on that bad boy. I'm supposed to hopefully get that this week, but all right, guys.
What do about that?
Yeah. Yeah, go talk to Fernando.
Yeah.
That's about it, guys. We hope you have a fantastic weekend. Finish off the weekend strong, relax, go hang out, go somewhere. Go grab a cold one or whatever you do on a Saturday night. We pray we hope that you guys have a fantastic week. Craig, I hope your week's not as bad as you're expecting it to be, but we will see. I'm sure you'll tell me about the adventures that you have this week.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Follow for more.
Follow
for more trash adventures.
Trash adventures. All right, guys. Well, God bless, and remember,
keep it outspoken.